recordings. I've done 2 so far. I just haven't set up the links yet. So then everyone can go watch them afterwards that wasn't able to attend. Okay, wait 1 more minute and then we'll get started. So yeah, today's going to be more invigorating than the last class. Last class was more chill. Today's going to be faster pace, more energy. Okay, so we'll get started with seated. Actually, I'm going to check. You can see me? Yeah, okay. So we'll get started seated. Any seated position that you would like that works best for you. Cross-legged or sitting on your heels. And then placing our hands on your knees, letting your shoulders drop down and away. Closing your eyes. Starting to tune in to your breath. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Noticing where your body meets the mat. Starting to cultivate an awareness about how your body feels. After a week of work, are you feeling tight? Are you feeling looser? Are you feeling calm or stressed? Or somewhere in that spectrum. So starting to tune in to not just how your physical body feels, but your mental body, the energy. Are you feeling frazzled or grounded? And then through calming with your breath, starting to tune into that feeling of calm, centeredness. And we're going to start today's practice off with some box breathing that we've done a couple times before. But I always like to start with some sort of breath work to help us really tune in to how we're feeling. So we'll start in how box breathing works is we'll be doing 4 inhales. So inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4 counts, exhaling for 4, and then holding again for 4, and then repeating this. So we'll be doing this about 5 times, and it really helps to center our breathing, our heart rate, and bring us into the moment when we have to focus so deeply into our breath. So we'll begin, before we begin, letting out your final cleansing exhale out through your nose or mouth. And then inhaling through your nose for 2, 3, 4, holding at the top for 2, 3, 4, and exhaling for 2, 3, 4, and holding at the bottom for 2, 3, 4, inhaling in through your nose into that belly for 3, 4, and then holding at the top for 2, 3, 4. Slow exhale, 2, 3, 4, and holding the breath at the bottom, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling again into that belly, 2, 3, 4, hold here for 2, 3, 4, and exhale slowly, 2, 3, 4, holding for 2, 3, 4. A couple more times, inhaling through that nose for 2, 3, 4, holding here, 2, 3, 4, and controlled exhale for 2, 3, 4, holding for 2, 3, 4. Very last time, or inhaling for 2, 3, 4, holding here at the top, 2, 3, 4, and exhaling slow and controlled, 2, 3, 4, holding at the bottom, 2, 3, 4. And now let your breath resume its natural cadence in through the nose, out through the nose. Tuning into how you feel now with that intense focus on your breath, that controlled breathing of equal inhale, exhale, holding. Tuning into how you feel. And when you're ready, if your eyes are closed, maybe blink open your eyes, start to rock side to side just with your torso. Just kind of doing a little bit of a dance, opening up your shoulders, maybe looking side to side, down and up, just feeling into your body intuitively in the moment as we begin to start our practice, kind of feeling out where it feels tight, where it feels loose. And it's through this movement we can kind of understand how our body feels, what our practice is going to do for us today. And then from here, we'll inhale to reach our arms up towards the sky, long torso, keeping a long line from crown to tail. And on our exhale, twist over towards the left. Right hand comes down to that left knee, reaching the left arm down and away. Twisting first from our lumbar spine, so our bottom of our torso. And then as we continue to twist, then twisting from our mid-back and upper back. And finally, that neck. Staying in tune with our breath here. Focusing on how that feels, using deep inhales into your belly. And then on your next exhale, coming back to center, reaching those arms up towards the sky. Inhale here. And exhale, twist over towards the right. Left hand to right knee, right arm spirals behind. Again, twisting from that lumbar spine, your base of your torso. First, as always, and then letting yourself twist from your mid-back. We don't want to crank all of our twists into our mid-back. So really focusing on using your full spine here. Using those breaths to help open the belly, open the spine. Looking over your right shoulder if you can. One last deep inhale here. Exhale, coming to center. Walking the hands forward. Letting your head fall, looking down. Maybe rocking side to side. Keeping your hands and forearms static on the mat. Opening up your low back. Breathing in through your belly. And exhale out through the mouth. From here, pushing yourself back up to seated. We'll do a couple seated cat-cows, hands on your knees. Inhaling to lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, curling navel to spine, tucking your chin to your chest into sort of a cat back, but we're seated. And as you inhale, pull the chest through, shoulder blades come together, looking up towards the sky into our seated cow. Exhale into your cat, shoulders, blades separate as much as you can. And inhale to come forward again, pulling the shoulder blades together. The belly is facing forward now. And exhale back into your cat. Inhaling one more time, coming into your cow. Pulling the chest through. And then coming back into a neutral spine. Hands forward onto the mat in front of you into our tabletop position. From here, circling the hips and whatever feels good. Intuitively noting if you want to do some actual cat-cows from tabletop, if that feels good for you. Just doing some intuitive movement, waking up your spine, maybe tucking your chin, looking up and down. Really taking this moment for yourself to just tune into what you feel like you're going to need today. I mentioned today's practice is going to be more invigorating. So maybe after your practice, you're noting, hey, after this, maybe I need to do something more slow. If you're feeling tight at all and you think it needs to be complemented by another practice or stretching afterwards. And then from here, coming into stillness, planting the left palm down, right arm reaches up towards the sky, and exhale to thread the needle, right arm comes underneath the left. Inhaling back up, reach the right arm over towards the right, and exhale, threading the needle, right arm comes underneath the left, bringing that shoulder to the ground. Inhaling last time, to reach the right arm up towards the sky, twist, and exhale, thread that needle. Inhale this time, back to a neutral spine, and we'll twist and open the hips again. So circle those hips, or doing an intuitive motion here, maybe figure eights with your hips, whatever works best for you. And then coming back into stillness. Inhaling to lift the left arm up towards the sky, right left arm hand reaches, and exhale to thread the needle. Left arm underneath the right. Open that shoulder. Inhaling to reach the left hand up towards the sky, twisting over towards the left, and exhale, threading the needle one more time. Inhaling again to twist over towards the left. Left hand reaches, and exhale, bringing that left arm underneath the right to thread the needle. Open that shoulder, and then inhaling to come back to center. From here, doing a bit of a cat-cow, pulling the shoulder blades together, exhaling into your cat, inhaling into your cow. So doing it intuitively here with your own breath. Just a few rounds here, coming into a cat-cow, which is curling the spine, looking down, and then into your cow, pulling the shoulder blades together, dropping the belly. Just doing this intuitively with your breath. From here, finding a stationary posture, and then walking your hands forward a bit, tucking your back toes under, and then sending your hips up and back into our very first downward dog, walking your dog here, noticing how your calves feel, your hamstrings, just working it out, noticing how this feels. All 5 fingers on each hand, flat against the mat, finding that internal rotation of your shoulders, your hips to the highest point of your body. On your next inhale, find stillness, and then bend your knees and look up, and we'll step properly to the top of our mat, meeting in our forward fold. Bending your knees here, rocking side to side, opening your hamstrings and your lower back. Maybe even your calves and the side of your feet. What I like to do is let my feet even come off the ground a bit and go into the knife edge of my foot to open the sides of my calves as I do this. Just intuitively moving with your body, noticing what's tight here. And then finding stillness. We'll inhale to a halfway lift, flat back, hands to shins, and exhale, rain it down. Inhale, root to rise, reaching our arms up towards the sky. Reach, 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 and exhale, hands down to heart center. Grounding here for a moment. And we'll place our hands on our hips. So placing your hands on your hips like so, and then reaching the right arm up towards the sky. Inhaling here, and as you exhale, slowly slide your left hand down, and we're gonna do a bend towards the left, engaging through your core, opening through your right side body. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, and then reaching back up towards the sky, and then opposite side. So placing your right hand on your hip, or kind of like this, and then reaching the left arm up towards the sky. And as you exhale, engaging through this core and bending over towards the right here. Breathing deeply, using your core and your hand placement to help you stabilize, opening to the side of the room. And then coming back to center, dropping both hands down by your sides. Start to wiggle it out, rocking side to side, letting your hands fall where they may. Just kind of opening your body here. We're going to flow into a couple different vinyasas, some more dynamic movement today. So now grounding, finding stillness, toes kind of hip distance apart. We'll inhale to reach up towards the sky, and exhale, fold it down. Inhale to halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, fold again, bending your knees this time, hands plant on towards the ground, and step or hop your way to the back of your mat. From here, either from your feet or your knees, bending the elbows, chaturanga, and then inhaling into your upward facing dog, straighten those elbows. On your exhale, sending it back into a downward facing dog. Holding here for a few more moments, breathing deeply. And then what I want you to do is, with your left foot grounded as much as you can on the mat, bend into your right knee a bit so that just your, just kind of the top of your foot is still on the mat. And then bring your right hand off, so your left hand off the mat, and reach towards that right ankle. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, and then bringing that left hand back and switching legs. So sinking your right heel into the mat, bending that left knee, and then we'll reach our right hand back into our left ankle. Holding here, using those arms for strength, and then reaching the right arm hand back to where it was. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, and then bending your knees and stepping or hopping your way to the top of the mat in our forward fold. Taking a moment here, rocking side to side again, and then finding stillness in your forward fold. Inhale into halfway lift, flat back, and exhale, rain it down. Inhale, just float up towards the sky, arms reach up towards the ceiling, and exhale, hands down to heart center. Stabilize your feet, noticing how your energy is right now, taking stock of how you feel. And inhaling again, reaching those arms up to the sky, exhaling to rain it down. Inhale to halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, hands plant onto the mat, bending your knees and stepping or hopping your way to the top of your mat. From here, this time we're gonna flow straight into an upward facing dog, opening our chest up towards the sky, and then exhale into a downward facing dog. From here, coming right back into a plank, and then coming onto the knife edge of your right foot, we're gonna come into a side plank. So with your side plank, you may wanna we can do a couple variations here. So you can do a normal side plank, or if you want, you can have one knee on the ground to support you, if you find that's helpful. Or you can have both of your feet stacked on top of each other, or one supporting you on the ground. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. You can either stay here, go into plank, or come into wild thing, stepping your left foot back, and then reaching the left arm up towards the sky, opening your back. And then from wherever you are, coming back into a plank, and then into a downward facing dog. Breathing deeply here. Pedaling up those feet if you'd like. Inhaling deeply. And on the exhale, coming forward into plank again. And inhaling into an upward facing dog. From here, exhaling back into your downward facing dog. From here, as we go to the other side, coming forward into plank again, and then into a side plank on your left side. So using your left hand on the ground, and then your left feet balance, reaching the right arm up towards the sky, staying here if you'd like, or taking a modification, and then coming into wild thing if you would like. So stepping the right foot back, opening your chest. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, and then exhaling to come back into your plank, and then back into a downward facing dog. Breathing deeply here. Inhaling through the nose, and exhaling through the nose. On your next inhale, looking at bending your knees and stepping up your way to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale into halfway lift, flat back, and exhale, right it down. Inhale, reach up towards the sky, and exhale, hands down to heart center. Is your body moving? Is your body warm? I hope so. So, shaking it out here, rolling your shoulders, noticing how your energy feels. We're gonna be doing some more movement. Okay. Inhale again, reaching the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Bend your knees slightly. Step the right foot back. Pivot on that foot. Straighten that front knee. Arms cartwheel out towards the side, looking forward. Inhaling to lengthen. As you exhale, tuck the hip back, the right hip back. Reach forward. As you exhale, dropping the left hand down, reaching the right arm up towards the ceiling. In a Trikonasana triangle pose. Inhaling here for 3, 2, 1, and exhale to come back into our triangle posture here. And then what we're gonna do actually is change the stance of our back foot so that it's more facing forward and kind of angled towards the top right edge of our mat, keeping this left leg straight as much as possible and sitting our hips as much as we can towards the front of the room. So we're not kind of facing the side anymore, we're really facing the front of the room. Inhaling to lengthen. As we exhale, fold forward, reaching the right hand down and twisting over towards the left, coming into a reverse triangle. Reaching up towards the sky, holding here for 3, 2, 1. And then using your core, maybe even curling your back to raise yourself back up into your stance, like so. From here, pivoting on both feet so we're facing the side, clasping both hands behind you, opening through the chest so you're pulling your shoulder blades together. Inhaling to lengthen and exhale to fold forward, letting your hands fall in front of you, bending your knees if you need to here. Breathing deeply. And slowly unclasping your hands, but letting them fall to your hips. So having them on your hips, and then slowly lowering your hands down towards the ground. From here, planting the left palm, inhaling to reach the right arm up towards the sky, the right hand side, twisting over towards the right. And exhale, bringing the right hand down, replacing the left and twisting over towards the left. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. Exhale, bringing the left hand down, switching palms, twisting over towards the right, reaching the right arm up towards the sky. Exhale to switch directions and twisting over towards the left. Exhale, bringing it down, bending your knees here slightly, so we're keeping a static pose, and then taking your hands to your hips and rising all the way up. So engaging that core as you raise. From here again, pivoting on both your feet, facing the front of your mat again, bending into that front knee. You maybe even want to come onto the ball of your feet on your back foot, and then dropping your hands to either side of that front foot, stepping back with that left foot and into a downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, walking out your feet, breathing deep. On your next exhale, coming forward into plank, either from your feet or your knees, bending your elbows, chaturanga, and then inhaling to your upward facing dog. Exhale to send it back, downward facing dog. Holding here for a few moments. Breathing deeply. On your next inhale, looking up, bending your knees, and step or hop your way to the top of your mat. Inhaling to halfway lift, flat back, and exhale, rain it down. Inhaling to reach all the way to the sky. Reach, reach, reach. Feel both sides of your torso stretch. And exhale, hands down to heart center. Bending your knees again, this time stepping your left foot back, pivoting on the back foot, straightening that front knee, arms cartwheel out to the side, looking forward, taking a deep inhale through your nose to lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, tilt your left hip back, reaching forward with your your right hand. And then as you exhale, dropping your right hand down, left arm reaches up towards the sky, Trikonasana. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, and as you exhale, cartwheel yourself back up again, pivoting on the back a slightly bit. So now the front of your left toe is facing the kind of top edge of the mat. You might want to have it so that your feet are closer or farther apart. We'll inhale to lengthen the spine, and exhale, folding forward and straight back as much as we can, dropping the left hand down and reaching the right arm up and over towards the right, our reverse triangle pose. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, and then taking your right hand to your hip, slowly using your core to roll yourself back up. We don't want to injure our back. From here, bending into that front knee, and coming back with our left leg coming into the ball of your foot, kind of bending into that. And again, we'll bring our hands back down to the earth, stepping the right foot back, and then inhaling into your upward facing dog. And then as you exhale, send it back into your downward facing dog. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, and now letting the weight of your right heel go into the mat, lifting the so your right foot into the mat, extending your left leg up towards the sky. And as you exhale, coming forward, bringing your left knee to left elbow. Inhaling back through three-legged dog, extending the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, coming forward, using your core this time, bringing your left knee to your right elbow. You can stay here or come back into your downward dog, or extending that left foot, straightening that leg, and then reaching the right arm up towards the sky into our fallen triangle. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, dropping the right hand down, bringing the left leg back into your three-legged dog, and then exhale to drop the left foot down. This time grounding your left heel into the mat, extending the right leg up towards the sky. And as you exhale, coming forward, right knee to right elbow, inhaling back into your three-legged dog. Exhale, coming forward, this time right knee to left elbow, and if you like, fallen triangle, extending that right leg up, reaching left arm up towards the sky. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, dropping the left hand down, coming back into your three-legged dog, extending the right leg up towards the sky. And exhale, right leg down, the mat back into your downward dog. Inhale to look up, bend your knees, and step or hop your way to the top of your mat. Inhale into halfway lift, flat back, and exhale, fold it down. Inhale, reaching your arms up towards the sky, and exhale, down to heart center, or down by your waist. Taking a moment here, using your feet to ground your toes into the mat, clenching your toes here, grounding your body, noticing how your energy feels, how your body feels during this moment. Taking a centering moment to breathe through this. On your next inhale, again, reaching the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bending your knees, sending your hips back into our chair pose. Holding here, engaging through your core, reaching through those arms up towards the sky, and then bringing your hands down to heart center. Really trying to use your glutes here, your quads. And then on your next exhale, twisting over towards the right. Left elbow comes to your right knee. Trying to break it so your hands come towards the center of your chest, pushing to help get more into that twist, keeping your hips square to the front of the room. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, coming back to center, holding here for another moment, and then on your next exhale, twisting over towards the left. Your right elbow comes to your left knee, trying to pull those palms, push those palms together so that they come to the center of your chest, twisting deeply here. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, coming back to center, and then exhale, fold it down into a forward fold again, rocking side to side, opening your hamstrings, holding your head ragdoll, breathing here. Noticing your energy again. Is your glute sore? And breathing deeply. Inhale into halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, rain down the side, bend your knees, plant your palms, and step just your left foot back and bring your left knee down to the mat. In this low lunge with our left knee supported. If you want, you can double up on your mat if you'd like. Breathing here, bringing your hands to heart center. Noticing how this feels. Leaning forward so you get a nice stretch in your left quad. So really focus on getting the stretch here in that left quad. And then on your exhale, straightening that right knee, flexing that right foot, coming forward. And we've got a nice hamstring stretch here. Noticing how this feels. And then bending back into that front knee. So you can just stay here on the mat, bringing your palms together, twisting over towards the right so your left elbow comes to your right top of your knee. Or you can tuck your back toes under, lift your knee off the mat, coming into this low lunge with a twist. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. And then dropping your palms down to the mat, stepping the right foot back to meet the left, coming back into a downward facing dog. From here, floating forward into an upward facing dog, opening your heart to the sky, and exhale, sending the hips back into a downward facing dog. This time grounding the right foot, extending the left leg up towards the sky. And as you exhale, plant your foot in between your hands, and again, come into that low lunge this time with your right leg on the mat. Engaging through your core here, lengthening your spine. Noticing how this feels, leaning into this right quad as you come forward. Opening here, taking a moment to catch your breath. Feeling into that stretch. We haven't done a lot of stretching. So really focusing on opening this right quad that we were strengthening when we did our chair pose. And then on your next exhale, straightening that front knee, flexing the left foot, folding forward, bringing your hands to the mat, opening to that left calf and hamstring. Breathing through your belly to help deepen that stretch. Noticing how you feel. And then rising up, bending back into that left knee. We're gonna do what we did on the opposite side. So taking your palms together, twisting over towards the left, taking your right elbow to your left knee. And you can either stay grounded or you can tuck your back toe under and lift your knee off the mat, coming into this one end of the twist. Holding and clenching your core here. Really engaging those spots so we're not hurting our back. Looking over towards the left. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, then dropping your hands down towards the mat, planting your palms, sending your left foot back and into a downward facing dog. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, and then floating forward again into an upward facing dog. Opening the heart, and as you exhale, drop your knees to the mat and send your hips back into a child's pose. A little bit of rest here. So letting yourself sink into the child's pose. Can be knees together or knees the length of the mat, whatever works for you. Just breathing into how this feels. Reaching the arms up towards the sky. And then when you're ready, coming to sit back on your heels, placing your hands behind you. We'll just do a brief opener of our shoulders. So you can place your palms like this or your fingertips. I really just want to help us open our shoulders a bit here. So looking forward, pulling those shoulder blades together, maybe looking up if that feels better for you. Just getting a little bit of opening in our upper back here. And then as you exhale, coming forward again into our child's pose. Pushing yourself back up into seated. We'll tuck our toes and our feet and our legs underneath us and extend them in front of us. Inhaling to reach up towards the sky and exhale, full forward to get those hamstrings again. So we really want to focus on stretching those hamstrings, our low back. Looking down. Breathing deeply. And then using your hands to push yourself back into a seated position, you may want to bend your knees. We're going to slowly lower all the way down to our mat. You can keep your legs extended if you want though. So lowering all the way onto the ground here. And we're going to tuck our knees into our chest. Deep breath. We're going to come into final twist. So from here, extending your arms out towards the side, lengthening your neck against the mat here. So noticing if you're cranking in your neck, if you're kind of looking up far into the ceiling and you're kind of, the top part of your head is on the mat, trying to get it so as much as you can, the kind of bottom of your head, of your sacrum is on the mat. Looking more kind of instead of behind you, in front of you. Inhaling here, and as you exhale, letting your knees fall over towards the left. Trying to keep your shoulders grounded, but if they don't force your shoulders, just your right shoulder specifically, to stay on the mat. Just noting how your body feels. You don't want to over twist and crank something. And if your body allows, looking over towards the right. Getting that full spinal twist here. Coming into the relaxation portion of our practice. Calming our nervous system down. Still doing those belly breaths, coming in through our nose into the belly. And then as you exhale out through your nose, feeling yourself deflate. Tuning in to how your body feels after our practice. And then engaging through your belly here to slowly lift your knees back into your chest. Cradling your knees here to your chest for a moment to get that counter forward fold. And then again, extending your arms back out to the side if they aren't already. Lengthening your neck so that we're trying to not crank there. And as we exhale, letting your legs fall over towards the right, to the opposite side. And again, if your shoulders lift off the mat, that's okay. Not trying to overstretch here. Breathing deeply. Opening our spine as we do this, but also calming our mind. Moving over towards the left, if you can. Noticing if there's any tight spots you feel in your body. And then using the strength of your core, pulling your knees back into your chest, and then maybe rocking side to side, noticing how that feels. And then for our last posture today, our last asana, I always suggest that you do the final posture that feels best for you. So noticing if there's something in our practice you feel like we missed, that something, part of your body feels tight and you want to open it, if there's some movement that would feel good for your body specifically at this moment in time that you would like to do. I always suggest that our last posture be one that is individual, where I'll give a couple examples. So if you're feeling tight in your hamstrings, you can do legs up the wall, extending your legs up towards the ceiling, flexing your feet. And if you want, you can even shake your legs to bring more energy to your body, stimulate your vagus nerve, which is the nerve that goes between our brain and our belly. It's a really important nerve. We get vagal tone through shaking our body. So that could be one if you're feeling like you need some more energy. Or perhaps your glutes are sore. You can come into a figure four if that feels good for you. Maybe something like this, like a thread the needle figure four on either side, stretching both your glutes. Maybe you'd like to come into a happy baby posture. So a happy baby would be your feet extending up to the sky, your knees bent, clasping your feet with your hands. Or maybe a shoulder stand or a headstand that's in your practice feels good for you, or a back bend like wheel, or a bridge like so, looks like this. So I encourage you to take a final posture that is going to be helpful for your body. Maybe it's another twist, you want to do that twist again, and that's going to feel good for you. Or maybe it's a heart opener like this bridge. And just tuning into what your body needs. Maybe it's more rocking side to side. So lots of options here. And as always, if you can't think of a posture, you can always just do any of the ones I just demonstrated. And then once you feel like you've taken the last pose you needed, the last stretch, coming into our final resting pose, shavasana, maybe extending your legs out, coming into corpse pose. Or you can bend your knees so that your low back is supported and your knees are supporting each other as you kind of let them fall in. Or maybe you'd like to rest in a fetal position or child's pose or any of the above. Anything that allows you to relax fully and completely. When you're ready, keeping your eyes closed, slowly rolling over onto one side. Staying in this position for a moment, maybe bending your knees in this fetal position. And then using your opposite hand to help push you up into a seated position. Crossing your legs or maybe sitting on your heels, taking a final seated position of your choice. Hands maybe come to your knees, to heart center, or your third eye, wherever feels most resonant with you. Before we enter practice today, we'll just take a few deep inhales and exhales. Similar to what we did last week, we did some breathing where we held our breath for quite a few counts. What we'll be doing is 2 rounds of inhaling for 4, holding at the top for 7, and exhaling for 8. So it can be a little bit challenging, but be intuitive with your own breath. If you can't hold or exhale for that long, do what you need to do. So taking a cleansing exhale before we begin, and then inhaling for 2, 3, 4, holding at the top for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and exhaling slowly for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhaling for 2, 3, 4, holding at the top for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and exhaling for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then inhaling again, resuming that natural rhythm of your breath. Hopefully you feel a bit calmer as we exhale for long periods of time. We create more carbon dioxide, which helps to calm our nervous system down. So long exhales equal a nice, calm nervous system. As always, thank yourself for bringing yourself to the mat today, or taking time out for yourself for this practice. And thank you for allowing me to be your guide throughout today's practice and through all our practices. It's always an awesome time to help everyone get to more body awareness and take out some time of your week for some de-stressing. Hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Namaste.
Thank you.
No problem. Have a good week. Good weekend, I guess. See ya.